This report analyzes ransomware and data extortion activity in Q1 of 2026, building on trends observed throughout 2025. It examines changes in attack volume, threat actor behavior, and how activity is distributed across leading groups. The report also reviews industry targeting, identifying sectors with sustained activity and short-term spikes, alongside a geographic breakdown of affected regions. Overall, it's providing a view of how ransomware activity has developed over the past 90 days, highlighting key patterns and global distribution across the entire threat landscape. Ransomware numbers. Ransomware activity in Q1 declined slightly compared to Q4 of 2025, with the total recorded attacks falling from 2,406 to 2,282, a decrease of 5%. The number of active ransomware groups also dropped marginally from 71 to 69. While these changes show a minor reduction in volume, they don't indicate a significant shift in the overall threat environment. If we take a look at the broader trends, ransomware activity increased steadily throughout 2025. It reached a peak in Q4 before easing off in Q1 of 2026. In contrast, the number of active groups has gradually declined since the third quarter of 2025. This points towards a consolidation among fewer threat actors. This also suggests that a smaller number of groups are responsible for a larger share of the attacks, potentially operating with a greater efficiency. So, as a result, overall risk levels remain consistent. Organizations should continue prioritizing ransomware resilience and response readiness as part of their defensive security strategy. Group analysis. In Q1 2026, Qilin remains the most active ransomware group, followed by The Gentleman, Akira, Ink Ransom, and Klopp. Qilin leads by a clear margin, with activity spread across manufacturing, technology, healthcare, and construction. This is due to their affiliate model, which allows for a broad operation with consistent volume across multiple sectors. Akira demonstrates a balanced approach, maintaining steady activity across several sectors rather than showing concentration on any single industry. Ink Ransom follows a similar pattern, distributing attacks across manufacturing, technology, and business services, which indicates flexibility and opportunistic targeting. Klopp differs in their strategy, focusing heavily on the technology sector and typically leveraging large-scale vulnerability exploitation to generate high attack volumes. This quarter, we saw Klopp utilize CVE 2026-21992 and CVE 2026-61882 for widespread compromise of organizations. And finally, The Gentleman, while lower in the overall attack volume, have shown a main concentration on organizations based in the manufacturing and technology sectors, with some minor levels of activity in financial services. Across all groups, manufacturing, technology, and healthcare remain the most consistently targeted sectors, reinforcing their importance as key areas of risk due to their reliance on critical systems, high-value data, and operational sensitivity to disruption. Geographic review. Ransomware victims in Q1 of 2026 are heavily concentrated in developed economies, with the United States accounting for 924 attacks, significantly higher than any other country. This reflects its large economy, high number of organizations, and its extensive digital infrastructure. The UK, Germany, and Canada follow the US with lower but still notable volumes of activity, while countries such as France, Italy, India, and Spain are showing similar levels of attacks. This indicates that ransomware remains focused on major economies with high levels of digitization. Beyond these countries, however, there is a broader distribution of activity across regions including Asia Pacific, Latin America, and parts of the Middle East and Africa. Countries such as Brazil, Japan, Australia, and Taiwan have experienced consistent levels of attack. This distribution shows that ransomware is a global threat. Attackers are prioritizing scale and accessibility rather than being limited just by geography. Conclusion. Ransomware activity in Q1 of 2026 has reflected a threat landscape that has remained stable at an elevated level following the growth that we saw throughout 2025. While there has been a slight decline in both the total attacks and the active groups from last quarter, the attack volume has still risen overall from last year, meaning that this has not resulted in a meaningful reduction in the overall risk. Instead, activity appears to be consolidating among a smaller number of highly active and capable threat actors, indicating a more mature and efficient ecosystem. Key sectors such as technology, manufacturing, and healthcare continue to be primary targets, while attacks remain globally distributed with a strong concentration in developed economies, primarily the US. Overall, the data from this quarter suggests that ransomware is going to remain a persistent threat. Organizations should continue to prioritize strong prevention, detection, and response capabilities to manage their ongoing exposure.